No, I came in just to talk about the football practice, but just want to, now that we've announced that Scott is resigned to move on to different endeavors, I just want to say how sorely I will miss Scott and how valuable he has been as an athletic director to me. He's the reason I'm here. He made initial contact and offered me this job along with Dr. Berry, and we have worked very, very hard in the time that I've been here. He will be hard to replace. I have had the experience of working with a lot of athletic directors. He's among the very finest that I've ever worked with. When you think about the qualities that Scott was able to not just help me with, but bring to the table for me, a tremendous love of this university, a tremendous love of this community, and a tremendous passion for athletics at ULM. Not to not mention or make slight of the fact that his knowledge of the business community and his acumen in the world of business, and the need to have a businessman understand how athletics has to work within the university structure. All those things were great qualities, but most of all, I think with him and Liesel, are dear friends, and you have to be in this business. At this level of business, especially in a group of 5 level, we coaches and athletic directors and athletic department people have to be able to care for each other, trust each other, and love each other. And so I could not have asked for a better athletic director, and I offer nothing but my greatest desires for whatever endeavors that he has and Scott has, that he be able to enjoy those, and I hope that I'll be able to tap his tap him a little bit, his brain a little bit, because he's not going anywhere. His wallet now, he's just giving money, and in the future, because I don't expect he's leaving this community. I have enjoyed that so much, but again, we will, life goes on. I'm a man of great faith that there's a reason for everything in this world. And as we look back on anything in life, we wonder how in the world did this happen, or why did it happen? And I'm just going to be of that note that it was meant to be something good for you and me, suppose, Scott, as we look forward. Had practice today. Had a good scrimmage Saturday. Didn't have any major injuries. But had a good scrimmage, and we had a good practice this morning. As we now get closer to the season, I keep thinking we're getting closer, but we still got 3 weeks, and that's these players don't like to hear that. We still got time to really continue to improve in what we're doing, our play and our execution, and learning our system, and evaluating our personnel. So as much as I have some ideas about who's stepping up at each position, I think really I don't care that we're any closer than first and second team and maybe some thirds. And I have some things in the back of my mind that are not even necessary that I talk about in regard to people that are not in the picture. But I think we're starting to see some people that can come out and play well in each position. So I feel good about the progress that we made. I'm always comparing it to last year. I compared my lineup. I'll go back and look at a game we won or a game we lost. I'll just look at the starting lineup, and I'll compare that to what I've got right now. And everything I look at feels like, gosh, we've made improvement. We're better at that area than we were last year. We're better in that area, and I see so much areas of improvement. It's nothing more than experience of playing and of playing for us and playing together. It shows out there with the two coordinators being brand new, and even Alonzo Hampton being new as a special teams coach. He's been a special teams coach a long time in his career. I think there's new things that are being learned there. So very pleased with our progress. But as I told our players today, we have got to take advantage of at least the next 2 weeks before we get to game week, and make sure that we compete, that we push each other, that we to know the difference between pain and injury. I say that very clearly. We don't ever play with injury. I tell the players, you're not supposed to feel good today. You're not supposed to feel good tomorrow. You're supposed to feel good the Saturday that we play against Texas. And until that comes, you're supposed to be sore, and it's supposed to hurt, and you're supposed to not always like it. But that's kind of where we are right now, and what we've got to push to get done. So again, just keep my fingers crossed to some guys that are banged up. and coming back, like I said, I don't see any of those bad ones that you read about in the paper. ACL lost here, knock on wood, ACL lost there. We haven't had anybody we have to announce this guy's lost for the season, and that's important to us because I do believe every year that I've gone into this seasons, if I can have great leadership and stay away from injuries, I got a chance to have a good team. This team is the type of team I feel fairly confident that if we have great leadership and stay away from key injuries, we can have a really good football team. Well, I mean, again, I think our expectations have changed a little bit. I mean, you got year 1 to year 2, when you're 0-11 or 0-10 or whatever it was, you hadn't led the game, you want to get that nose pointed in the right direction. So you're waiting to see that happen. We were able to see it happen pretty early last year and get us moving in the right direction. And so quite naturally, as we want to seek improvement and be improved, your expectation level goes up. Now, there are different degrees of having a successful season. So, I mean, we didn't place it out of the realm of possibilities to say we can have a winning season. I think you look at the season. I don't know if we'll be favored in a positive number of games, but I know there'll be some toss-ups, and we've got to play our best. But I think I always want to see us continue to get better and better, and usually that will result in a better record and close. But I do feel like we have a better football team today than we did last year at this time, and so all we can do is, I don't want to say if we can get through the first 3 or 4 games of the season, that's obvious. If we can get through without injuries and things, if we can get through the next 2 or 3 weeks and get better and better and better, not have a key injury to a quarterback, a key injury to a player that we can't miss. We've got 3 offensive linemen out right now. It's not permanent, it's not forever, but we can't hardly practice like we'd like to with freshmen and walk-ons playing out there that aren't quite ready to do that. So we get those back, we'll continue to get better. But I think the expectation level does go up, but also I'm an optimistic person. I believe that you set your vision and your goals high, and you reach for them, and that has a lot to do with you getting there. well, guys, today our athletic director was out of No, I really don't. I really haven't. I'm a ball coach. I haven't really seen myself being a lawyer. I haven't really seen myself being an accountant. I haven't seen myself being a broadcaster again. Right now, I see myself being a football coach and building this football program. I felt like we had a perfect team here for building that football program. But, I mean, my expertise is building a football team. Now, at a small college or a smaller than a Power 5 university, you don't make it unless you wear a lot of hats already. So I've got plenty of hats to wear, and so I don't know where another one would fit. But no, I think ULM has a chance to bring in a guy that would just be perfect. And I like to think over the years I'm easier to work for. I mean, I was pretty ornery when I was young, and I never would take no for an answer. I wasn't real. The ADs didn't like me too much because I said, okay, because I push, and so I'm probably better for this university if I push that AD a little more than that. And just, we're getting little things. I think we are getting little answers. I mean, guys, we got a freshman guard Lockett that says here's a guy that's about ready to play as a true freshman. Kennard Snyder's like a down-the-line defensive lineman that really doesn't take the starting position away, but here's a guy that can rush from that defensive line, and some of our new defensive backs that are starting right now, Lou Tillery, cornerback is ready to step up at one cornerback, and Deuce Mayberry, another cornerback, along with Vigers at the corner. We've got some good competition there. So I think what we're seeing now are some of these new guys step in and give us some competition at positions we were concerned about when we came in. And so from the scrimmaging that we saw, I really was impressed with our 3 running backs. Really impressed. Not that we broke off a ton of long runs. We had some explosive runs, but their ability to run between the tackles and not be big people, but run well between the tackles. I was very, very impressed with the top 3 guys that ran on Saturday. And our other backs are about as good. We can't rep them all. And so I'm pleased with that part there. So, I think just seeing what I need to see out of everybody, and if we can get the pieces in together and blend them together, I think when you talk about you win with football players, not coaches. But some coaches, it's like chess though. Some guys can move the pieces around a little better than others. And I expect us to be able to move those pieces around. I've got some guys that have done it a lot. And so I do believe that's a factor that you got to weigh in. Yes, almost 90% of the time, the best athlete wins the game. But in all modesty, as coaches like to do, they are some. But some of them move them pieces around a lot better than others. And I've got some guys I believe that can move the pieces around pretty good. Gosh, I'm trying to think. Maybe defensive line. I mean, they were kind of, Caleb Thomas is a leader. And it's a heartbeat of that. I think of the interior of our defense, him and Zach Woodard behind him. But I think we saw them as being guys that didn't know how they were going to do it. Now we're 6 and close to 9 deep at that. And then we did those 3 line. 6 with 2 deep, 6 that can play. And then the backups can take quality 8 to 10 snaps. When we say 3 deep, that's, maybe 35 snaps, 20 snaps, and 15 snaps to get through a game and still play. I wouldn't have expected us to have that. We're getting pretty close. We picked up some new people to step in and compete. And when you're going to, with all the passing going on, it's still most important as a defensive statistic to stop the running game and at least make them pass when they don't want to, because everybody, it's still important. And so that's one that's really stuck out to me. I don't think I can say the quarterbacks. What I expected, our 2 top ones are just getting better and better. Receivers, thick, quality depth. Running backs, we've had some guys coming back. The secondary is a lot of new guys. And I can't tell you right now that we know which one's going to be our starting 4, but I like the competition out there. We've got a lot of new faces that have played somewhere else before, and we've brought them in. And not only is Vic Cunningham as the defensive coordinator, but Otis Mounds, who played for me at Auburn, who was my defensive coordinator at Akron, and has blended in well and complements, as well as Ricky Lodo, our defensive line coach, with that system. So I think the secondary, I won't say, I see the potential out there. I can't tell you which guy makes me feel that way for sure, but I see enough competition and safeties and the corners to know they're going to push each other. Because I think that's important that we haven't had the better this year than last. To create the best out of a player, you can have somebody to compete with. You can have somebody that's going to take his job if he doesn't practice well. And they've got guys in the secondary right now. If you have a bad day, somebody's going to step up and take your job. You can't go out there and take a day off. And that competition is going to get, I think it's going to get us there. So those are kind of the areas. I'm not sure I answered your question, but I think we're getting closer in a lot of areas. Well, they'd be always a lot closer. I mean, I think this is one of those things where it's like, I can't wait for the season. Well, I can. I've got 3 more weeks. I can wait every single day. So those last 2 weeks before game week, we can get a lot more done. But we're really much more comfortable. Because again, we did put this offense and this defensive in. Most of our players were here. We have some portal transfers that have come in, but not nearly as many as last year. So most of our guys got spring ball. So they got the offense, they got the defense, and now you've had because the new guys that came in first of summer, you're allowed to be on the field working in football for an hour or 2 a week, and so they have a good background knowledge. But I think that's been important. But we need all 3 ways. I think the intricacies of our offense and our defense and what our coordinators want. I'm really learning every day as I watch out there and I get a feel for what it is our offensive coordinator is trying to accomplish, and I can see it take place out there. And I said, well, that makes sense. No wonder he does it that way. Or the defensive coordinator playing this guy, he knows a lot more about whether he's weak at this position, but as long as I got 2 good safeties, I can bring him and replace that outside linebacker with that. He knows how to make those kind of moves, and so I think the players are learning too what to do. Because I think if we can just put them in the right position to be successful, and then we have enough football players that are good quality Sun Belt level football players, we can compete. Don't know how many players we have that are dominant Sun Belt players, but you don't need too many of them that are dominant. If you got a lot of guys that play well together and have a talent, you don't need to have everybody dominant at every position. Boogie Knight, without doubt, is the leader of our football team. Offensively, it'll show up more because he's always with the offense, but he leads by example and with his voice. He demands it by showing them how hard he works. He demands it then by telling them how hard he expects them to work. And on defense, Caleb Thomas, Jabari Johnson, a couple of guys, Zach Woodard, those will be 3 guys over there. And our quarterbacks are leading lead by example. I think either of our quarterbacks are just scream and holler and yell type of guys. But as long as they lead by example and show a lot of confidence out there, I think those guys feel that way. I think on the offensive line, Peyton Dunn he doesn't scream and holler, but he's our leader. He's got a sprained ankle right now, but hopefully we'll get him back in a few days. But he's one of our to me our guys that lead by example there and stood out. I think Boogie's the guy that's always going to be there. Little Derek next to him, that type of personality that they do there, and defensively, Caleb, Zach, Jabari. You got to find a guy at each different level over there. So, and again, I don't need to have everybody be a leader, but if you're not going to be a leader, be a follower, and that means don't just sit back and be. If they go full speed, you go full speed with them. If they do everything at a certain pace, you do that pace too. You're not a leader unless you get guys to follow. So I've told our players, you either lead, follow, or get the heck out of the way. And I didn't make that expression up, of course, but that's still a pretty good one. That's not just mine. God, Bowden, he has all the good expressions. That's not mine. That's one of those old. But really, it is true. I tell my players every day, just if you're not the guy out there leading, just make sure you're right on this table. You're right there with it.